The federal court has ordered both sides in Syed Saddiq's case to reassess their positions. Meanwhile, the AGC said it decided not to appeal against the High Court's decision to acquit Rosmah Mansor, as there is no prospect for conviction. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. The federal court has instructed the prosecution to rethink its position on reinstating 4 criminal charges against Syed Saddiq, Syed Rahman. The Muar MP's defense team was also given the same instructions. Court of Appeal President Abu Bakar Jais, as the chair for the 3-member Apex Court panel, reportedly said that it is inappropriate time for both parties to go back, reflect, and reconsider their stances. According to the Malay Mail, Abu Bakar gave a sports analogy to explain the panel's decision. During the proceedings today, he said when the referee feels the players are not playing according to the rules, he sends them off for a few minutes to cool down before they return to the field. He added that he is asking both parties to go back, reflect on their submissions, and then tell the court of their position, whether they still feel strongly that the appeals should be decided by the court or if they need to revisit and review everything. Abu Bakar said he expects both parties to treat the directive seriously, noting that the past 2 days have featured a review of extensive written arguments and previous judgments from the High Court and Court of Appeal. The panel then allocated 1 week for the prosecution to file additional written submissions, followed by another week for the defense to review and respond before making their position known. If no response is given, however, the bench will proceed to prepare and deliver its judgment. Syed Saddiq was acquitted of all charges in the case over Bersatu funds on June 25, following the Court of Appeal panel's unanimous finding that the prosecution failed to prove its case against him. The Attorney General's chambers had then filed an appeal to the federal court. The Attorney General's chambers has decided not to appeal Rosmah Mansor's acquittal on 12 money laundering charges and 5 counts of failing to declare income to the Inland Revenue Board. In a statement, the AGC said it received the High Court's appeal records on October 30th, 2025. After a thorough review of the grounds of judgment, it concluded that there was no reasonable prospect of success if the case were brought before the Court of Appeal. The AGC said among the factors considered was that the prosecution would not be able to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, as required when dealing with criminal charges. It said this is as several key witnesses had passed away, while others cannot be traced. It emphasized that this decision does not affect other ongoing cases involving Rosmah, including the 1.25 billion ringgit solar hybrid energy project. Rosmah was convicted and sentenced by the Kuala Lumpur High Court to 10 years imprisonment and a 970 million ringgit fine on September 1st, 2022, though the case is now before the Court of Appeal. The AGC also reiterated its commitment to carrying out prosecutions fairly, transparently, and with integrity, stressing that decisions are made based on available evidence to uphold justice and protect the public interests.
From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Businessperson Albert Tay, known for exposing the Sabah mining scandal, maintains that he does not consider himself a hero. Instead, he has challenged Anwar Ibrahim on whether the Prime Minister can claim the title either. In a statement yesterday, he wrote, "I am not a hero, but are you?" Tay stressed that revealing the scandal was never about seeking recognition. He said he acted out of desperation after being cornered, adding that he had been advised not to bring his evidence to the MACC, which led him to approach the media instead. His comments were issued in response to Anwar's recent remarks, expressing concern over the growing tendency to glorify individuals who offer bribes. Although Anwar did not name anyone or refer specifically to the Sabah case, Tay believes the remarks were directed at him. Tay also criticized Anwar for appearing alongside politicians allegedly linked to the scandal and treating them as allies. He noted that while Anwar has said the case remains open, he nonetheless shared a stage with these figures and even praised them. This prompted Tay to question whether bribe takers are being regarded as more honorable than bribe givers. In June, Tay was charged alongside two GRS State Assembly persons over the scandal. Sabah Chief Minister Haji Noor and GRS leaders have accused Tay of being part of a cartel seeking to monopolize mining in the state. The business person was also alleged to have resorted to fraudulent means to achieve his objective. PKR Youth Vice Chief Nabil Halimi has criticized businessperson Albert Tay for pleading not guilty to corruption charges in court. In a statement, Nabil said Tay's court plea contradicted the remarks he had previously made in public, describing the behavior as third-class acting rather than a genuine commitment to combating corruption. He claimed that while Tay appeared confident when speaking to the media, he seemed to lose his courage when confronted with the legal process. Nabil noted that Tay had openly admitted to giving bribes and even appeared to take pride in doing so, as though seeking recognition as a reformist hero. Yet, he said Tay entered a not guilty plea once he appeared before a judge. According to Nabil, the public is now questioning whether Tay suddenly lost his memory, principles, or courage when facing the court. He further claimed that Tay's recent criticism of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim was a desperate attempt to distract from his inconsistencies and shortcomings. Nabil added that a genuine whistleblower does not shift their position depending on who is listening, and reminded Tay that Malaysia has a legal system, not a theatre stage. His remarks followed Tay's recent statement asserting that he is not a hero and questioning whether Anwar could claim the title himself.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
Johor Bersatu Youth has claimed that certain irresponsible parties manipulated a video clip recorded during their recent meeting with former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad in Putrajaya. This followed the circulation of a 2-minute video on WhatsApp in which Mahathir appeared to accuse Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin of misappropriating the party's funds. State Bersatu Youth Chief alias Rahman dismissed the claim, insisting that Mahathir had been referring to someone else. He said the clip had been edited for the political gain of specific individuals, making it misleading. Alias told Malaysia Kini that he knew who was responsible and would take legal action. He explained that the meeting was part of Johor Bersatu Youth's courtesy visit to Mahathir's office earlier this week, and that both Muhyiddin and Bersatu Youth National Chief Hilman Idam were aware of it. He claimed Mahathir had discussed more important issues during the meeting, but certain individuals present had chosen to manipulate the video instead. The clip had circulated on WhatsApp this morning with a caption alleging that Mahathir revealed Muhyiddin sought the premiership to avoid imprisonment. Later in the video, Mahathir is heard criticizing Muhyiddin for allegedly ignoring his advice against working with Najib Abdul Razak. Malaysia Kini has contacted the offices of both Mahathir and Muhyiddin for comments. DAP advisor Lim Guan Eng has shared the letter he sent to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, where he called on the Pakatan Harapan chairperson to fulfill the coalition's election manifesto and start defending its supporters' rights. The letter, dated December 8, listed 10 key points that Lim believed Anwar should tackle to address the Rakyat's trust deficit in his administration. Lim said there is now a crisis of confidence in the government among Harapan supporters, which can only be restored through the formulation of new government policies that protect their interests without disadvantaging any other groups. Among the 10 points included calls for the Prime Minister to continue fulfilling Harapan's 15 general election manifesto promises, allocating 10% of the country's budget to the non-Bumiputra communities without affecting the former's original allocation and resolving Sabah's 40% revenue issue. He also urged the government to suspend or review the expanded sales and service tax and to mandate that 50% of essential goods be sourced locally. Last week, during his speech at an event in Penang, Lim had said that some feel that the Prime Minister has not done enough. Lim delivered the speech some 48 hours after the Sabah state election, which sent shockwaves through DAP after it was wiped out in all 8 seats it contested, raising concerns that a similar outcome could occur in the next national polls. Lim hoped that the Prime Minister would announce good news at the end of the year and not disappoint the support and trust that non-Malays have given to Pakatan Harapan. Next, we have a branded capsule brought to you by Maxis Business.
The focus moves from an efficiency mindset to a growth mindset.
One is our investment in connecting the leading data centers across Malaysia.
3 key things, which is fundamental, right? Technology, processes, and people.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.